Alex here with a new video, and today we're doing a lens review on the brand new Sony 85mm f1.4 G Master version 2. I picked this lens up about 2 months ago and I paid for it with my own money. This video is not sponsored, and I picked it up because I wanted to complete my kit of primes. If you're new to the channel, I shoot with the Sony a7R5 and the Sony a7CR, and I've owned the 24mm, 35mm, 50mm 1.4 G Masters, and that was like my go-to kit for professional work. This year, I wanted to add a new focal length just for a change of perspective, and I wanted to get a little bit longer, so I decided to pick up the brand new 85 1.4. I use this lens as my hero lens for all my holiday sessions. What I mean by that is, for all the holiday photos I offered this year, which I'm officially done with, I shot exclusively with the 85 1.4 and my Sony a7R5. So today, like I usually do with my reviews, I'll be putting up photos of pictures I've taken with this lens. I will also be providing samples for you to download down below so you can check out the image quality, and all the photos you're going to be seeing have been edited with my preset. So if you want to get that look, it's also available down below. Today we're going to focus on 3 things. First one, autofocus. Second one, build quality. And the third one, image quality. And we're not going to start in that order. I don't know why I said it like that. We're actually going to start with build quality. This lens is a G Master lens. So if you felt a G Master lens before, you know exactly what to expect. High quality materials, clicky aperture ring, everything about this lens feels premium and it fits the Sony body perfectly. This lens retails for $1,800, so it's not cheap, but it does warrant that price because the build quality is phenomenal, it's weather sealed, and once you get to see the image quality, you'll understand why it costs so much. Like I mentioned, it's a G Master lens, so if you felt one before, you've used one before, you know exactly what to expect. And this is a version 2, which means this lens is now a little bit lighter than the version 1. It has faster autofocusing motors, and it improves image quality. I will say, I used to own the version 1 way back in the day, so I can't compare image quality, but I remember loving the version 1 and not really having too many complaints on the autofocusing speed. I primarily shoot portraits, so I never had an issue, but I know that some people have complained that lens is slow. But from a build quality perspective, nothing but great things to say. What about autofocus? Well, I just told you the previous one was supposedly slow, even though I never really felt it. As a portrait photographer, this new one is blazing fast. When using this lens, I didn't have any complaints. The autofocus kept up in every single one of my portrait sessions, and this year I shot a lot of families, which meant a lot of kids running around, acting crazy, and the lens never missed. The autofocus kept up with my Sony a7R5, and again, 0 complaints. So to recap, the build quality is great, the autofocusing is great. Well, what about image quality? I'm just gonna say it, this lens is almost perfect. I would say perfect, but I don't wanna put it in that category. But I have 0 complaints. The images are sharp, they're contrasty. The colors coming out of it are absolutely gorgeous. The bokeh is beautiful, it's creamy. Everything about this lens is perfect. And it doesn't surprise me because Sony's been doing this with their G Master lineup. I personally think they're making the best lenses out there. And I shoot with Leica, I've shot with Canon, I've shoot with Nikon. I personally think for the size, the build quality, and the image quality, Sony is just leading the pack, and it's hard to beat this type of image quality and value you're getting with a lens. Like I mentioned, the autofocus is quick, it's accurate, image quality is perfect, it's weather sealed. There really is nothing more you can ask for of this lens other than one thing, and it's the fatal flaw of this lens, and that is that this lens is a 1.4 and not a 1.2. Because if Sony made a 1.2 85 like Canon and Nikon does, I would absolutely pick that over the 1.4 because I'm a bokeh snob. But all joking aside, I can't fault it for that. This lens is phenomenal. And if you're in the market for an 85mm and you're a professional shooter, I highly, highly recommend you pick up this lens. I mentioned this in the beginning and I'll mention it again. This video is not sponsored and I bought this lens with my own money, so I firmly believe that. I will also say though, if you're not a professional and you're a hobbyist and you want to save some money, the Sigma 85mm f1.4 comes really close to this lens. I used to own that lens, and that lens is also extremely sharp. It's lightweight, it's small, and it is priced really, really well. So if you don't need the fastest autofocus and you're not shooting with an A9 III or an A1, the Sigma is a great alternative. But at the end of the day, we're talking about the Sony here, and there is absolutely nothing bad I can say about this lens. So bravo, Sony. Well, with that said, what do you guys think? I highly encourage you to download the images in the link down below, play with the files, and let me know your thoughts down below. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you're not, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one, guys. Peace.